right, it's time to rank those wrestlers blindly. This is a segment where Dylan blind ranks wrestlers. So if you haven't seen it on TikTok, it's on there. They do kind of 1 through 10, but we're going to do it 1 through 6 to make it a little bit harder. So Dylan, are you ready to rank these wrestlers blindly?
Let's do it. Let's do it, Mark.
All right. Hopefully you can learn a little bit from last time. I know you were in a bit of a stump with certain people being in certain places, i.e. JBL at number 6, but that's just how the chips fall sometimes. So if you guys want to do that, go back. I believe it was 2 episodes ago, if I'm not mistaken, but it will be linked in the description down below if you are watching this. So the first wrestler, Dylan, 1 through 6. Rank Wade Barrett.
I've got some bad news.
Got some bad news. 1 through 6.
All right, give me Wade Barrett at... So I was a big Wade Barrett guy. I think Wade Barrett was incredibly underutilized. I think he could have been world champion. So
Agreed.
I am putting Wade Barrett at 4.
Okay. That's I think that's a fair spot.
Yeah.
I think once you get to that top 3 is when you got to kind of reserve that top 3. So Wade Barrett headed into spot number 4. Next up. Well, it's a big show.
Oh.
It's a big bad show tonight.
now. Oh. Yeah. Well, it's the big show.
You got one.
Dude, I smacked that. That was nice. Fucking smacked that little.
That was awesome.
Smacked that little note right there. Gave that a little bit.
So you've got
gave that
1,
a little bit
2,
of a
3, and 5 and 6. Oh, okay. I see what you did. 1 through 3, 5, and 6.
I'm gonna go with 3. The Big Show going at 3. Legend.
3.
Yeah.
All right. Put some respect on the Big Show, Dylan.
I mean, of course, dude. He's a legend, man.
I can respect that.
Legend. As far as
He's great. He's great.
as far as and I want to like give some like credit where credit's due. Like in his prime, to be able to move the way he did at his size, it's not like he was going off the top ropes or anything. But this is this is a massive, gargantuan human being. And
dude, watch him in WCW.
Dude, I know
when he was him fly around, dude.
When he was the giant, like jumping off the ropes and stuff, it was insane.
Yeah. It was wild.
So yeah, and of course he's a legend. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with 3. And depending on the list,
Big
he could
Show,
have
number 3.
He could have ended up higher for sure. So but yeah, we'll put Big Show at 3.
All right, so Dylan, now you're kind of in an interesting spot because you're out of the middle of the road territory and you got to go towards the top or towards the bottom. So next up, burn it down. Seth Rollins.
I gotta go with number 1, man.
1, 2, 5, 6.
Gotta go with number 1. It's my
Okay.
guy. It's my guy. Seth has Seth has become my favorite
Phil's top
wrestler.
guy right now.
My favorite. He's become my favorite wrestler of all time at this point, Mark. Like I've said it a few times now on the pod, but
Who'd he beat out?
Bryan Danielson.
D-Bry. All right.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
and Danielson's always gonna be up there for me, and he'll always be in that top probably 3 category. But Seth, what did it for me was when Seth came back to challenge. Who did he challenge? Gunther?
Yes.
When he first came back, right? After Bronson attacked him? Or no. Like before that. Either way, I don't know. He's come back. He's had a couple like returns recently just from short hiatuses. But every time he's gone, his absence is felt so strongly, dude. Like, it's crazy. And as soon as his music hits, you're like, oh my god, dude, they just got their, like, one of their biggest stars back. So, yeah, Seth is going to be my number one.
I mean, I specifically remember...
I might regret it because there might be someone like Cena or something on the list, but...
I mean, nah, Seth is number one, Dylan, trust me. As the maker of the list, I knew Seth was going spot number one.
All right.
So, right now we have Seth at number one, Big Show at 3, Wade Barrett at number 4. So that leaves 2, 5, and 6. So, next up, Dylan, blind rank Sheamus.
2, 5...
2, 5, 6.
I gotta go 2 for Sheamus.
Okay.
I gotta go 2. I think
right.
you could definitely argue that Big Show could go above Sheamus in a situation, but I think Sheamus, multi-time world champion. I don't know if anybody. Let's be honest. Like, very few people came in the way Sheamus did and immediately just like disrupted the main event picture. The way he did kind of out of nowhere, winning the title from Cena and just like really catapulted him to just being a main event star, like right away. And it wasn't unbelievable or anything like that. He felt like he belonged there. So I'm going to go number 2 for the legend, Sheamus O'Shaughnessy.
All right. So that leaves spots 5 and 6. So, Dylan, blind rank Jacob Fatu.
All right, well, I got to put him at 5 in this instance, right?
We'll say WWE run.
Yeah,
We'll say his WWE run.
That's fair. I mean, I am...
You want him at 5?
I can't put him at 6, just like... So...
Okay.
It's Jacob, man. Okay. I love you so loud.
All right.
I love you so loud.
Dude, that's my best bit. That's my favorite bit.
Dude, it's so good. It's like, it's just all he says. Like, I swear. I think that one like promo.
He's always just standing there praying at him
and just saying it. Like, bro, yesterday when
it's always just like
when Bronson Reed like joined this new bloodline yesterday, it was like even when he was attacking, Jacob was just sitting there like this going, I love you, Solo. And it was just hilarious. So who knows, we'll see who's at 6. I might regret it, but I gotta put Jacob Fatu at 5. I love him too much, man.
Okay, all right, well, Dylan, do you love him? Oh man. Number 6, which Dylan does not have any choice but to put him at number 6, is going to be Sami Zayn.
That sucks.
That's the way it goes, Dylan. It's the way it goes. I try to subtly help you to move Jake up to 6 at least.
That's all right. But listen, man, I think there's some Sami Zayn haters that will really like this list. I'm not one of them.
Okay. Interesting.
But I know Sammy.
Neither am I.
I know Sammy does have some haters out there, so maybe there'll be a few that like this list. Who knows? But besides that, besides Sammy at 6, I think I did well.
I think it's a solid list, Dylan. So you've got Seth at 1, Sheamus at 2, Big Show at 3, Wade Barrett at 4, Jacob Fatu at 5, and Sami Zayn at 6. Let us know
that's the kicker.
in the comments, how do you think Dylan did blind ranking these wrestlers? Dylan's been getting bitten by these last wrestlers, so maybe we'll have to see if his strategy potentially changes in the future if we ever do this again. So be on the lookout for our next segment. Thank you guys for joining us for Rank Those Wrestlers Blindly.